Manchester City is an easier game for Man United than Hull is, and while that statement is slightly hyperbolic, I think it has some truth to it, and that is because how Manchester United can play against these two sides. Manchester United's team is set up to play transitional football, and this is how most of their success came last season under Carrick, sitting deep in a low block because their defence is excellent at defending the box, guys like Harry Maguire are great aerially, and then transitioning quickly and making use of all those big space pacey players they have up front on transition, and this was very effective because it suits their squad. However, you can't play like this against teams like Hull because they don't want to have the ball. They will give Man United the ball because they also want to sit in a low block on transition, which means United then end up in a more possession control-y game, which they're just not set up to play at all for two reasons. First reason is that they're not athletic enough to be able to defend transitions effectively. So often to get against Hull, when we saw Hull turn the ball over, it was so easy for them to just attack these wide areas, down wide on the right, and also with Giles overlapping on the left, because Manchester United just lack any sort of athleticism in the midfield, and therefore they can't shut out the whole width of the pitch. They have to remain narrow and just focus on shutting out the central spaces. And I think having an athlete like Baleba, who they have signed now in the team, will massively help with this, because he does have the athleticism to get out to the wings and help cover that area of the pitch, but I don't think it will fix it entirely because there are structural issues with their approach as well. The main one being the offensive side of the game. This team's attack is not set up to play possessional football at all because they can't break down a low block. They're not good tight space players. They're all fast, large space players who want to play in transition like we talked about before. And Mbeumo, Cunha, Dorgu, even Bruno Fernandes to a certain extent aren't these tight space creative players, and they really struggled to create against a low block. We saw them resorting to just hammering crosses into the box today against Hull, and this is a problem because it just means they turn the ball over at a ridiculous rate. They're giving Hull so many opportunities to counter-attack, and therefore, even if they had the best midfield in the world at defending space, because the opposition are getting so many opportunities to attack it, they'd still concede goals and chances this way. I don't think they can play this way unless they change significant things in the transfer window.